This film seems very European, but you guys are American. So in the sense that
we speak in other languages.
Yes, no. There's such a freedom in this performance that you guys do. Yes, and there's subtitles the whole way through. But like, just what is it about this role that you guys wanted to like take on? Because it seems quite different from like your traditional kind of Hollywood fare.
I've really been just waiting to get naked with Annie on screen.
Really? We have an opportunity to say something really serious and smart?
He asked for honesty.
Hi.
I know.
So what would you have done if
Let me take that. Can I take that back?
Sure.
Okay. Annie?
Well, I think you just summed it up. It's not traditional Hollywood fare, and I think that, Jake and I, gosh, even though we're both still pretty young, we've made a lot of different types of films, and I think I can speak for both of us, where we've enjoyed ourselves the most and found the most personal success in films has been when we've kind of broken the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Did it feel, because you guys would work together and you know each other's friends and stuff, was it easier to kind of get involved in the more kind of less clothing, kind of sequences where you kind of are just running around in stark?
I don't really, we really, it's nice to have someone else here to sort of talk about it with, because I really didn't feel that way. Like
it was very neutral. It wasn't like it was easier or more difficult because of our chemistry, because of our our history with Brokeback Mountain. It wasn't really about that. Where I think Brokeback Mountain helped was when I had to take each of us actually had to take great leaps emotionally in the scenes, and we trusted that not only was there an actor there who would, return every serve, who would be able to stick with you the entire way, but also a person that, should you fall apart, as I kind of did sometimes, they would have your back and be there and be nice and patient and supportive. And so I think it really helped more with that. But the nudity
really
is...
use the tennis metaphor?
I did.
Did you really just use the tennis metaphor?
I did use the tennis
Return
metaphor.
every serve, did you just say?
Yeah, I did.
That's
and
amazing.
you just called me out on it.
That was such an actor
So you know what you did? You know what you did with that tennis? You know what that serve that
Is
you
it not
did?
the ultimate
You
actor
hit
cliche?
it into the ground.
He returned every serve. Working with him is like working with a great tennis
player. You know what you did?
You
tried to play volleyball with that one, and
you're
I'm holding a
sports reference.
I am making a sports metaphor.
Working with her is like working with the Kobe Bryant.
Working with him is like going fishing.
Sometimes
you put your line in and nothing comes up.
And working with Annie is like catch and release. You know what I mean? It's like you never fully.
Working with Jake is like pop and lock.
You know what it
dancing.
feels like?
I like that more, actually.
Yeah.
It's like
dance
log
metaphor.
rolling.
Working with
Annie
Jake
is
like being
log
on X
rolling.
Factor.
Have you ever log rolled?
You gotta hit the high note if you wanna. I'm not going.
No, I think it's called log rolling, because
log
rolling is working with her is like doing an Iron Man. You know what I mean? It is a long, beautiful self-exploration.
I'm just waiting for him to tire himself out.
Then let me start with a different question.
Yeah.
To be able to have the ability to choose roles like this, do you feel that as an actor you kind of need to do some stuff where it's maybe more commercial, and therefore then you are allowed to kind of and how do you make choices where it's like you don't lose your integrity as actors when you do something as big as some kind of huge type of movie?
Go ahead and say it. What was you gonna say?
I'm not going to say that film, but I'm just wondering, like,
certain big films you've been in.
But I'm wondering, is it one of these? Because as an actor, you make these choices and you want to do certain things, and you have to like, So how do you guys make choices in the sense that you know that you're doing the right thing for all aspects of your career?
I don't think you do.
I was going to say, I don't think you can be too precious about it. I think you actually just need to look at what you have to really honor what you're in the mood to do in that moment. True. And sometimes, I made Bride Wars. Sometimes you're in the mood to make something that's a little fluffy. It doesn't excuse you from doing good, deep, thoughtful work in those films, but it depends on what you're in the mood for. And I just feel incredibly lucky that I have an audience that likes a lot of different types of films, and they kind of go with me to it. And you said something so beautiful the other day, that the best way to respect your audience is to try to deliver good performances. And so whether or not it's, the fluffiest of films or like a really deep dramatic role, I think it's you just try to bring quality to your work, and that's all you can be responsible for.
It also just depends the actors you're working with. This movie very well could have just skirted the surface if we wanted it to, but Annie and Edswick and I all are devoted to what we do. And when you find three people who are devoted to making or trying to make a great film, which is what I think we all wanted to try and do, you're going to get something special no matter what. If people you know, are not fully there or don't really know how to get there sometimes. It doesn't matter what project you're working on, any project you're working on, if your intentions are there and you want to make a great film, you can't just be alone in that, I don't think,
Yeah.
you know, and we weren't in this process. We were all like, we were trying to go for the rafters there, you know, we were like swinging for the
Yeah.
fences.
Also, the financing for Showgirls 2 fell through,
Yeah.
and this was the next best thing.
For me, and Annie was not working, so